All right, I guess we'll go ahead and start off. Coach, you've come in year one, and you have taken over a program that frankly has struggled to find an identity in D1. And in your first year, you have the most wins in Division I history, and you're one game away from an FCS berth for the first time in program history. How does it feel?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think we're glad to be where we are, our team, but we're not satisfied by any stretch of the imagination. We've talked about all year long. We set our goals. Our goals were to go 5-0 at home. We have an opportunity to do that. So, congratulations to our players in that regard, because that's been our focus is, focus on the process of trying to get to 5-0 each and every week and just winning the day and doing everything that it takes. And then ultimately you'll play meaningful football in November. So our focus really hasn't been on winning championship or winning or making the playoffs. It's really been on just improving every single day and developing our team and growing as a unit and get to where we care about each other. And when you focus on all the right things, and sometimes things just click, and my hat's off to my staff and our players and for positioning ourselves to be able to do something extraordinary this year.
Now that you've had some time to really soak in that matchup against Sam this past weekend, what really stands out?
Well, obviously the way we started, I thought our kids were focused and excited to play a football game, and going on the road for the third straight week in a row. I was proud of just the way they came out of the gate. We started fast, which really has been something that we haven't done consistently this season, so that was good to see a fast start, and then you just saw the confidence grow from there, and then probably, rightly so, we got a little bit conservative maybe in the second half and let them inch back in there a little bit. But at the end of the day, we were able to finish the game. I was very proud of our guys.
I wanted to go back to one particular play. I think it was the second quarter. You guys are up 10. It was kickoff, and you guys kick it about 35 yards right into the corner, and not a single Bearcat goes for it. Was that a design kick?
Yes, I mean, obviously that's what we call sky right, and with that wind, it was kind of coming out of the northwest, moving toward the southeast, kind of right through the north end of that stadium was wide open, and it was ripping through there pretty good. So we went sky right into the wind, and obviously we were very fortunate to get the football. Took one big hop, and Dorian Plumley made a nice play and securing possession of the football. It's a big play. I mean, for us to right there and then to be able to get points out of that right before was really good.
Other than your two quarterbacks that you got this year, I think the biggest, the best addition that you brought in was Tristan Golightly. Talk about how well he's playing going into the season. Well,
I was familiar with Tristan. We played against him a year before when I was at Tech, and he played at Kansas, and so when I saw him get into the portal, and we reached out and just kind of hit it off from the very start. And he's a big personality, and man has really developed into a player that we knew that he could, and he's become a game changer for us, and it was really starting to showcase really from the North Dakota game, starting to get in sync offensively with him and Kobe, and he's a great complement to Kobe inside. So really like what Tristan has done, and the plays that he's made over the past 3 weeks has been very impressive to watch his development for sure.
You came back that Monday from SFA, and we talked about things that you feel like you could have done wrong, where it went down to a couple of plays to lead to that field goal. Going into this week, what's thinking about that for this? What's kind of the mindset and the goals?
Well, the one, I mean, for us, this is not about, we talked to our guys last night, this is not about revenge. It's not, they beat us the first time. The focus is really us continuing to improve. I think we're hitting our stride as a team at the right time. We're playing well on both sides of the football now. We're playing complementary football. The offense was able to score off those turnovers the other day, and it's the first time really all season that we've had one of those games where there's a lot of turnovers, and our offense responds and goes down and scores points, and so that was big to see us. We're just continuing to get better as a team, and I've said it over the course of the last month. I mean, I still don't think we've played our best football yet, and that's exciting. Our guys are still excited to practice and come to meetings, and they enjoy being around each other, and that's hard to find in November. I mean, a lot of times people are beat up, and it's toward the end of the year, and you lose a little bit of focus, you lose a little bit of intensity. So I love where we are as a team and where we're headed, and they're excited about an opportunity. Again, we want to send our seniors out here, Senior Day, so there's a lot going on. You have to be able to manage the distractions and to stay focused on, hey, here's really what's important, and here's really what matters, and we're just going to continue to do that and hopefully play for a while.
And Ethan started on Saturday talk about what was the game plan of using him instead of Maverick.
Yeah, again, we just told him, let's sit him down on, I think, Thursday, and we had a good conversation and just talked about, look, you don't have to do this by yourself. I mean, all you got to do, you got playmakers all over the field. You got playmakers at running back. You got playmakers at tight end. You got playmakers at wide receiver. You're a good player. You're a great. He's one of the best young men. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, when your nickname at Arizona State was Captain America, I mean, that's really who he is. He could be, he's that type of individual. I can't say enough good things about Ethan and what he's meant, by coming here, and what he means to our football program to be able to come in. That's the second time that he's came in, and he's answered the call both times. So very proud of him, and can't say enough good words about Ethan.
You can't tell us anything about this Saturday?
Yes, at 2:30 p.m. we play Stephen F. Austin.
So, excuse me, for a lot of those first three touchdowns, a lot of them are generated off, especially the first two, off of a really good play by special teams or by the defense. So what are your thoughts on just specifically how your special teams played and your defense played in order to create those opportunities for your offense?
Yeah, I mean, I really believe that. It seems like it's the first time that we've played that way all season, to where we're playing complementary football, where the offense or the special teams makes big plays. That was great to see. Very aggressive. Taylor Williams did an unbelievable job blocking that punt. I mean, it was just textbook, exactly the way we drew it up, and the way Coach Clark had worked that all week long, and that was huge. Just getting the game. I mean, and if you really look at it. In football in general, special teams, those are where big momentum plays come, whether it's a big return, a block punt, a block kick. And so that just, you couldn't have started off the game any better. And our offense came out, and that was really important for Ethan to come out and have early success, be able to drive it right down, and we get into the end zone. And just the fast start and those momentum plays really created an energy for our offense to go out and execute early in the football game, and we did exactly what we needed to do after big plays like that. So again, we've just got to continue, hopefully play some more games in that fashion, and start fast and play a full game of 60 minutes.
Yes, and then Patrick Jolly caught for sure one interception. He might have gotten two. I don't recall at the moment, but he's been a really big he was a really big standout for your defense in that game. So what are your thoughts on just him?
I'm sorry, who'd you say again?
Patrick Jolly.
Oh, Patrick Jolly, yeah.
Yes.
What a great kid. I mean, he's transferring here from UCLA. I'd had a young man at Texas Tech transferring from UCLA, so there was a familiarity there with Patrick, and so he has really developed into a shutdown corner for us. He's the guy that we put on their biggest and best receiver at times, and he's really accepted the challenge. And he really hasn't reached his potential or ceiling yet. He just gets better and better every week. I'm proud of him. Did a nice job going up and getting that interception as well. So I just look for him to continue to improve and become a better player. And he just is one of those guys. He's kind of quiet and just goes about doing what he's supposed to do every single day, and that translates to performance onto the field.
I can give you a little trial run for the hype video, I guess.
The hype video.
How important is it to have a big crowd attendance this weekend?
Anytime. I mean, that's why they call it home field advantage. I mean, I think our kids deserve that. I mean, what they've done this year, going on the road and playing in some tough environments, and to play at the level. I believe when we played at the University of Missouri this year, that was the largest home crowd in Eli Drinkowitz's career at Missouri. So, and then you go to Stephen F. Austin, they were ranked at that particular time, and comes down to a game where you're giving up a field goal on an untimed down, and then going into North Dakota, that was a unique experience. I look back on that, I think our players, I mean, it was tough. Boy, it really got loud on third down. You're inside, and the noise, I think our players kind of fed off of that. And, I just think they've gone on, they've met every challenge that we've asked them to meet, and I think it's just a great opportunity to really just show our support, and, because I think they deserve it. I mean, they just continue to get better, and they're excited about the opportunity to play for a WAC championship.
I haven't seen a gritty in a really long time. So are we going to get this on Saturday?
I don't know. I've been riding my bike. I don't know if my hamstrings are getting tight. My gritty, the last couple of times I've tried to do it, it did not look real good. So I just, I don't know. Everything for me personally, it's just based on raw emotion and just getting in there and celebrating, having fun with those kids. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, winning is hard, as you can tell, and I don't care where you are. High school, NFL, college football, it's hard to win, and I think you gotta get in there and celebrate with those young men. I just kind of go with whatever I feel at the moment, and who knows what I'll break out.
So I'm hearing the medical staff needs to stretch you out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the gritty, the last couple of times I've tried it, it's been, I don't know. The timing hasn't been right. My hamstrings, I don't know what it is. My age, I don't know. But no, so I've just resorted to, they were just jumping up and down, throwing water on them.